Go.
All right, we're going to talk about, you see that harmony? We have real just chemistry together after 15 years. We're going to talk about date night, going on dates, a very disastrous date we had, how husbands and wives should consider romance and special occasions and dates. You have a story about a Christmas present.
Right.
That is somehow going to connect to dates.
So Joffrey, I think we were, how long were we married? I don't think we had kids yet, did we?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we didn't have kids. We were pretty young in our marriage. And Joffrey bought me a present. And he spent a good amount of money on it. And he was all excited about it and telling me how I was
not just a lot of money, a lot of thought. Okay.
This is my story to tell. So, I was all excited too because I thought he got me something fabulous. And I opened the present and it was footy pajamas, adult footy pajamas for me.
Butt flap?
And the reason is because I used to go on and on about how much I loved wearing footy pajamas as a kid and it was so wonderful and isn't it the best? Well, needless to say, my reaction was not great.
What do you mean, needless to say? I fulfilled a childhood fantasy for you.
I think they understand this. So, I was expecting jewelry or something.
Did you notice how she mentioned the money?
Better.
I did spend a lot of money on these pajamas.
It bothered me. So, anyway, he was really hurt that I wasn't touched by the gift because it really was sweet and considerate and funny. But it wasn't the gift I wanted. And I was really disappointed not to get something I wanted.
It became a bone of contention for years.
Yes.
Pull yourself together,
all
woman.
the kids still know this story by heart. So,
I just, guys, it had a butt flap. All right.
Which is embarrassing when you've had children. It's not the same to wear footy pajamas.
Let's go.
So,
oh, man.
So anyway.
Yeah, telling the story was a really good idea.
Move on. So anyway, this is part of what we decided to talk about with date night because the woman has expectations and the guy has expectations. And the woman, especially if you have kids and you don't get out a lot anymore alone, and women might be with the kids all day long and not get much break from them.
Finally, date night.
Right. They have high expectations.
We had a disastrous date night a few months ago. It was an epiphany, a revelation for us.
And part of it was this this high expectations of I'm going to get everything I want in this one night.
Let's tell the story of the date. Let's tell the
that's
people.
A good idea.
Let's do it, baby.
Okay.
Look, everyone knows we're both doofuses. And after 15 years... You're not a doofus,
Did you
baby.
call me a doofus on camera?
See, proof enough, at least, from my side. After 15 years of marriage, we're still figuring each other out. There's no shame in that, baby. It's quite normal. So let's tell them the story about our disastrous date.
Okay, you get to tell that one.
You tell it.
No, you tell it. I told the footy pajamas.
I know, but...
I don't want to tell that one. You tell it.
Okay. All right. So...
This one makes me not look as good.
That's why I want you to tell it. See?
But
guys.
I told one that made you look goofy.
I feel like I'm the victim in that one too. Look,
I can't believe you still think you're the victim.
I know. Okay, look, it was stupid. I know it's stupid. I was young.
But it was sweet.
Okay.
See?
I'm not going to tell the story because all the guys out there know that. Okay, so you've already said you come out not looking so flash, so great in this story. Please tell the story. Baby.
Okay, so we went to this restaurant that is renowned for having amazing meats that are made, bought or farmed locally and smoked in-house and...
All these cured meats.
I'm telling the story now. So, we went to eat there, and Joffrey wanted to order us the meal, and he kind of wanted to order for me, and I was like, no, I'm going to look at the menu for myself, and I saw something on there. There was like a sandwich. It wasn't, and it was a pretty typical sandwich, And I was like, I'm really having a hankering for this. I think I'm going to order the sandwich. And he was really frustrated. He was like, well, let's get this meat plate. And then we can move on and we can try another. And he had this plan of like courses he wanted me to try. And he wanted to prolong the date as long as he could so we could be out and enjoying food slowly. And I was like, no, I really want my sandwich. So I ordered the sandwich. And I ate it, and I didn't want to eat any of the food that he was still ordering. And he was really upset, and I was really upset. Like, why are you upset? I wanted this sandwich, you wanted this, blah, blah. He was like, honey, I was trying to make this date special in this way, and I wanted us to enjoy it for a while, and
I wanted to lead you through a dance of romance, of culinary romance.
He's the romantic in the relationship, which is hilarious. So the sandwich was the type of sandwich we could make at home. It wasn't, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah.
But
all right. So, but we learned something about ourselves.
Right. We figured out that part of the problem, and because we had a few disastrous dates before that, which maybe you don't realize were disasters. Which where I felt disappointed, and I think part of the problem again was we both had wants, and we were clashing about it. And I think this is a struggle in marriage anyway, where it's like you want your husband to be able to read your mind, like you should know what I want all the time, right? But
a particularly feminine vice.
Anyway, so one thing we kind of figured out about dating that's really important, and I think especially when you have kids, is recognizing that it's sort of like a gift. Your husband is creating a gift for you in this night, and you need to learn to accept it even when it's footy pajamas.
Which was a disaster, and I admit it. It was, but I was still finding out who this woman is, which you should constantly be doing. But the flip side of that, okay, so women need to accept being led through this dance. So that, this is the experience which I am providing for you. That means that the husband needs to be not an unthoughtful asshat, right? You actually have to come up. You have to have a better plan than all-you-can-eat wings night. Right?
Unless your wife is really into all-you-can-eat wings night. You never know.
Right. So you have to have, whether it's a more casual, just quick, we're just going out, or whether it's an all-night amazing thing. Of course, different occasions call for different things. But, okay, so if wifey's going to accept this date and this romantic occasion as a gift, try to accept it on those terms from you, because she knows you're not an asshat. Don't be an asshat, right? Actually have a plan that you think is going to please her. The difficulty comes in when men actually do thoughtfully try to put something together, and yet it's not perfect.
Right. And women need to learn to graciously accept what's given in the date. And I mean, it's not to say it has to be a surprise. It's like you can talk about it, but there's just a level of, you gotta relax and enjoy what comes. Yep. You need to study each other and know, where you're gonna go, what direction you're gonna.
Yes.
But
and if women want, often in Christian circles, women have an expectation that men will lead them, and that men will be the pursuers, and I'm totally down with that. However, if that's the wifely expectation, then occasionally it'd be nice to take it easy on the guy, right? Because he has to do all the work. He has to do all the figuring out. If the element of wifey is graciously accepting it is not there, it will be a failure, because husband will never do everything just right. He has his duty to study and think as much as possible to provide this amazing experience, but it will never be perfect if the woman's not willing to say, oh, that's so sweet and so kind. Now, if you get your wife a footy pajama and she says, this makes me not feel sexy, then you probably were an asshat. I mean, there are certain things that you just have to, right?
Well, and it's like you can talk about what restaurants you're going to go to, like give options. The wife could give, I'd really like to go to these places, what do you think? And the husband can, but then, maybe also, I think maybe just leave flexibility. Like, let's go for a walk afterward, or not. How about we go? Maybe if you make a lot of options, it helps too to say, would you like to do this or this afterward?
You know, the bridge, as we bring this video to a close, is presenting itself. We could talk about the same themes. We're talking about sweet lovemaking.
I don't know if I'm going to do this.
I'm not editing that part out. Say goodbye.